So I'm from Buffalo, Putnam County, West Virginia. Southwestern corner, kind of, right in between Charleston and Huntington.
Cool. What made you want to be the Mountaineer?
So I grew up, like I said, in West Virginia. So I'd seen the Mountaineer my entire life. So that was something I'd always thought, like, that's really cool. Always admired the Mountaineer, I guess I could say. But it wasn't until the summer going into my junior year of high school when I really was like, like that's something that I could do. And I guess what triggered it was I stumbled upon a picture of Jonathan Kimball, who was the Mountaineer in 2012. And he was standing on top of Seneca Rocks, donning the buckskins, rifle in hand. And something about that picture really caught my eye, really drew my attention, and made me realize, this is something that I got to do.
Yeah. So what's been your favorite tradition, favorite part so far, or what do you hope to do with this position?
So, what am I most looking forward to?
Yeah.
Definitely looking forward to traveling all over the state. It's April now, and I'm already booked through June and July, and I'm going all over the state. I'm hitting various fairs and festivals, camps. I'm getting really the opportunity to travel all over the state and meet people who call themselves Mountaineers everywhere. I even have out-of-state appearances. So just having that opportunity to interact with these people who all share the same views I do. We're all Mountaineers. That's something that's really special.
Cool. I kind of want to talk about the history a little bit. So who was I think you said already, but who was your favorite Mountaineer?
So yeah, I guess the Mountaineer that kind of inspired me, I guess that I could say got me going, was Jonathan Kimball. He was the Mountaineer in 2012 and 13. He was from Seneca Rocks, so like I said, the picture it fit well. Another Mountaineer I could say that has been like a role model to me is Trevor. Even though he just finished his term, I served as his alternate. He was somebody that I could go to with questions, which I still catch myself doing on. Even now that I'm the Mountaineer, I still catch myself asking him questions and for tips and pointers and whatnot. But yeah, I couldn't have asked for a better Mountaineer to be the alternate under. He's been very very.
Helpful, but that's
very. I don't know, I'm trying to think of a word for that.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
We'll just say helpful. He's been very helpful throughout this past
good
year.
Transition, I guess.
Very good transition.
Talk about the passing of the rifle a little bit. That sounds
Yeah, so the passing of the rifle was a ceremony that I know Sonja Wilson started as our advisor, and I'm wanting to say it started back in the early 90s, maybe late 80s, early 90s. And so the passing of the rifle signifies the end of the outgoing Mountaineers term and the beginning of the new Mountaineers term. And traditionally at these ceremonies, they'll bring in 3 former Mountaineers. Now, all former Mountaineers are invited, but they'll have 3 speak. This year it was Natalie Tennant, Michael Garcia, and Brandon Flower. And so they'll speak on the history of the Mountaineer, service as the Mountaineer, and the role of the Mountaineer. I think that's right. And so after they all spoke, then Trevor gave his outgoing speech. Then I got up and gave my incoming speech. And then after everything's all said and done, then they bring us back up there and pass the rifle. And it's really cool experience. I'd recommend for anybody just to stop by whenever we're doing it. It's open to the public. It's just a really cool event because you see all this. There's so much tradition in one room, and you can tell just from being there. I went when I was the year that I was becoming the alternate. Even though I played no role in it that year, you can feel the tradition. You can feel how special it is in the air.
How does it feel to be a part of that tradition? Now, when you're done with this, when you're graduate, you'll look back and in the history of West Virginia, you'll be there.
Yeah.
And, not just your mascot, because most places put on just the big hat and that's it. You never see the face, but we get to see the person,
right?
The interaction, and that Just speak on that a little bit.
Yeah, so it's very surreal. You know, it's awesome just to, and it's still sinking in every day a little bit more and more. But to think that there's only been, you know, in the history of the Mountaineer mascot, I think the original, the very first time we ever had a Mountaineer mascot, even though it wasn't official at the time, was 1927. And to think that since then there's only been, now I'm number 66. You know, when you think about all those years, that's not very many. That's just a select.
45 presidents.
Yeah, that's a select handful that I'm now a part of, and yeah, that means a lot. That it's really something that I'm proud of. This is my greatest honor in my life. I think it's safe to say. So yeah, that's
Definitely be a story to tell your grandkids.
definitely make a good story in the years to come.
What do you think is going to be like your biggest takeaway when you are done with this? Is it going to be like the games, like Saturday night football? Is it going to be the talking with the kids, just putting on the costume? What will be, when you finally do hang up the cap and the rifle, what's the part that you're going to miss the most?
You know, the Mountaineer has the ability to impact so many lives on a daily basis. Not only at sporting events, but school visits, hospital visits, community visits.
Yeah, I don't
anything.
think like students realize that.
Yeah, you know, a lot of the general public does not realize that we do more than athletics. You know, we make 350 to 400 appearances average per year. So, obviously, I would miss every single event. But the thing that I hope to take away the most would be, you know, if I can impact a kid's life and, you know, plant that same seed in them that I got planted in me when I was a kid, that love for the state and this university enough to want to do this, enough to want to be the Mountaineer, is if I can walk away and one kid somewhere that met me can say, you know, I want to be the Mountaineer now. You know, I think that that's a successful term.